Welcome to the Enhancement Talent Podcast.
Any man with two hands has a fighting chance.
You're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do.
What?
You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son.
What?
I'm not burning with you.
Give me a hell yeah.
We are back and better than ever. Welcome to the Enhancement Talent Wrestling Podcast. I added in the wrestling to the name.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like what I thought about was like, in some of the charts, like the iTunes chart, that it goes by like section, like what the topic is, what genre it is, but a lot of them there's no wrestling section, so it just says sports and recreation.
Oh.
And so if someone were to find us under sports and recreation, they might not know what the podcast is about. So
Okay.
I added wrestling.
Okay.
I could have added sports entertainment, but
Yeah, wrestling, because we're not going to just cover WWE.
exactly. Exactly. But we are finally back after it feels like a month since we did that Double or Nothing show.
How long has it been? Has it been a few weeks?
I think it's been almost a full month.
Almost. Yeah.
I think we might have just thought, that was the best it'll get, so let's just take some time off.
Well, I think it was just WWE can't compete with what they gave, so let's just take a break.
Yeah. It was not a bad time for a break.
Especially this time of year. There's nothing going on, nothing major. It's all a bunch of crap, back and forth from one week to another.
Yeah. But our goal is to try to entertain you in the ways that WWE are not.
Shouldn't take much.
Exactly. And part of doing that, I want to plug right away that any of you listening, any of our great listeners that wants to chime in and give us any sort of feedback that you want, what you like, what you don't like, tell us what you like, we'll do more of it, tell us what you don't like, we'll do less of it. If you send that in an email to me, MrBlitz@gmail.com, 2 I's, 2 Z's, MRBLIITZZ @gmail.com. We greatly appreciate any feedback we will get because, unlike WWE, we intend to listen to our audience.
And it's weird because, the audience tells WWE what they want and they don't care. We want to know what you guys want and nobody tells us.
Yeah, that's one of the main goals here. I want to know what
Or even if it's just
thinks.
something you want us to cover.
Yeah, anything if you have a question,
Or a rumor.
or whatever.
Yeah, maybe you saw something on Yahoo or Facebook and you want, hey, what's this?
It can be unwrestling related.
Yeah, sure. I don't care. Make it movie related. I've watched enough of them.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless.
It's just interaction. That's all we want.
This podcast is the sandwich, and we can put whatever we want on it.
Yeah, so that'd make you white bread.
And on that note, also iTunes 5-star reviews, anything like that would also be appreciated. But
Any star review.
the emails I want to focus on. That is my main point of emphasis. And with that in mind, let's get into Raw.
Okay, that was Raw.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna run down Raw. We're gonna run down SmackDown. Then we're gonna do our. I was about to call it Super Showdown. It's Stomping Grounds. It's time to kick names and take ass. All that stuff. Michael Cole, every time. It's time to kick ass and take names.
Yeah.
That's unbearably stupid.
It's egregious.
Did you see the commercial that they did for it? That it had the old song, "These Boots Are Meant for Walking,"
Yeah.
And it had like Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans saying the lyrics.
Yeah.
This is unbelievably corny.
Welcome to WWE.
Yeah. It reminds me of the Great Balls of Fire show.
Wasn't that last June?
2 years ago, June.
2 years ago, June. Still
Yeah.
June.
Yes. It was actually a good show, too. I remember. That was the Samoa Joe Brock Lesnar match.
Yeah.
And...
But the name ruined it.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
But just hearing the song was worth it.
Yeah.
Um,
Did they have Jerry Lee Lewis out there?
no. Unfortunately not.
I think they should have tried to get him.
So, Raw started what I thought was actually a pretty fun start. It had Elias come out, and this isn't the fun part, but Elias comes out, he makes fun of Los Angeles, because that's where they're at. And
That's all he does.
Yeah. But since he's been on SmackDown, it's been harder for him to do that stuff.
Well, he can't do nothing. Shane's up his ass.
So he announces that he will be the special guest referee for the Rollins and Corbin match. And then Seth just comes out of nowhere with the lights turned off and the spotlight on. You couldn't see him come in at all. He just comes in from behind Elias, blasts him with a chair and beats him down with it, and proclaims that is the fate of anyone who accepts to be the special guest referee.
Yeah, as we would see over the next 2 nights.
Yeah, keep that in mind throughout the shows, and I thought this was actually a pretty fun way to do things.
Yeah, I wasn't upset with it. And it kept Elias from singing.
Yeah. Then after that, we got something that did actually upset me. We had a fatal 5-way elimination match. WWE this week, they were in their bag of gimmick matches.
Yeah.
This match is a 2 out of 3 falls match, an elimination match, an elimination tag match.
Yep.
They were in their bag. So last week was when all 5 of these guys wanted to challenge Samoa Joe for the United States title. And so this week they get a fatal 5-way elimination match. And whoever wins will meet Samoa Joe at Stomping Grounds. So, and while everyone is entering, Elias is still laid out in the ring. So Miz enters, he hits him with a skull-crushing finale. And then Lashley enters, and for some reason, Bobby Lashley decides to hit Elias with the spear. I thought they were friends. Weren't they a team at some points?
That's what I thought.
I don't know. But that would lead to everyone that entered then giving Elias a move.
Yeah. Which was cool.
So this 5-way consisted of Braun Strowman, Cesaro, Miz, Lashley, and Ricochet. It was the matches between Ricochet and Cesaro. They had like 3 straight matches in 3 consecutive weeks. That's kind of what segued into this whole thing. So, with that being said, it was disappointing that Cesaro got eliminated within the first 2 minutes of the match.
Yeah, really quick.
He got power slammed, and then Lashley was power slammed onto him by Strowman, and Cesaro would be pinned by Strowman right out of the gates. Lashley would then soon after suffer the same fate, and so it's down to Miz, Strowman, and Ricochet. And this is the part where the upsetting comes in, because Lashley and Cesaro come back into the ring, and they beat up Braun Strowman, and they each lay them out with a finisher. And Ricochet, the babyface, sees all of this happen, but yet he still just climbs to the top turnbuckle and delivers a 630.
Yeah.
And then not only after that, he pins Strowman, and then Lashley and Cesaro also assist him with the pin.
Yeah.
So, how do you expect the crowd to get behind a guy that clearly just cheated?
Not just cheated, but a face that used 2 heels.
Yeah. And it wasn't like he didn't see it happen. Like, they could have had that out. Like,
Yeah,
Lashley and Cesaro left, and then Ricochet comes back in, and he's like, "Oh, hey, here we go."
Yeah.
And instead, it was he knowingly just let this happen.
Yeah. I honestly wanted Braun to win because I want to see Braun and Joe.
Yeah. And
I want to see Joe try to get the clutch on him.
also, I think the justification for that is WWE's necessity that in every match Braun is in, they have to go out of their way to protect him.
Yeah.
If he's going to get pinned, it's going to be because 8 people super kicked him at once, and then...
But 6 months ago, they didn't care.
They did care, though. Like, they would very rarely suffered a clean pin.
Well, yeah, it was never clean.
What I'm saying is that they don't plan to push him, but they also don't want to
Bury him.
beat him fairly. And so that's probably their justification of that, is that, well, we have to have some way to get him out of the match with him still looking strong. And you know what the solution to that problem is? Don't put him in the fucking match.
Yeah, if you have no intentions of even letting them even get to the last 2, you don't put somebody like that in the match.
What did this gain by it not just being a fatal 4-way elimination match?
True.
You could have just done that, then everything would have been fine.
Yeah, or, I mean, there's really no reason to have 5.
Yeah, and Braun and Samoa Joe, I remember, was originally teased like back when they did the draft, and we still haven't gotten anything with that, so I'm sure eventually they're going to get there, but...
Maybe come time for, Survivor Series or next year's Rumble and Mania.
I was thinking maybe it'll be a SummerSlam match this year.
Of next year.
Next year. Yeah, so it leaves Ricochet and Miz remaining, and Ricochet... Well, after this, though, after the beatdown, Braun, he tossed Ricochet over the top rope onto Lashley, and then he chased down Cesaro and threw him into the LED screen.
Yeah, he almost threw it. He put some oomph behind it.
Yeah, it is mind-numbingly goofy to see Cesaro standing atop the stage and Braun Strowman run after him from the ring and get there before Cesaro has even tried to leave.
Yeah. So, come on, you can't see the 7-foot, 300-pound monster running at you from 75 feet away.
It's very noticeable. But that leaves Ricochet and Miz. They go back and forth for a little bit, and then Ricochet ends up winning with the 630, so he will challenge Samoa Joe for the title.
But did you not see that coming? When it came down to Miz and Ricochet?
Well, when it was Miz and Ricochet, I figured it was going to be Ricochet.
Yeah, I mean, the Miz is still working with the McMahon angle.
Yeah.
So
he's still caught in the Shane McMahon vortex.
Yeah, so there's no reason really for him to even be in the match when he's still got other stuff going on.
Yeah. So, I thought this was... I want to be happy that Ricochet is in a better position, but
it reminds me of Mania.
It was damaging because he was assisted in the win.
Not just that, but it reminds me of Mania with Angle and with Joe and Mysterio.
Yeah,
that's I think how it's going to be.
It's similar.
It's going to be, a heavyweight versus a cruiserweight, and I think it's going to be a fairly quick match. I think as quick.
Yeah, I think they'll let them. They'll go.
They'll give them a few minutes, but there's not going to be anything.
And Ricochet needs to look good in that match if he's going to lose.
Yeah, he shouldn't even be in the match. All right, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, if not him, then who else?
You've got a roster full of people.
That's true.
Why don't you use somebody that's not on TV every week?
Well, you can't just put someone that's not on TV straight into the title match.
Makes sense for WWE.
Yes, that does happen sometimes.
Flair went from one brand to the other, came in, and hey, I get a title match.
The original wild card.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, speaking of damaging Ricochet, did you see the controversy around Ricochet recently?
Huh.
Oh man, you're gonna enjoy this. So, a lot of female celebrities and even wrestlers, if you go into Page, have had things hacked from their phones and leaked to the interwebs.
Yeah.
Well, Ricochet was apparently subject to this.
Really?
And I have not seen it. I've only heard about it. But apparently there is a video of himself fingering himself. Is this something you're interested in seeing or talking about?
Moving on.
So, I only wanted to point that out just because I can't imagine how embarrassing that must be for Ricochet.
You think?
Especially, like, with the people he works with.
Makes you wonder who took the video.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Well, obviously I didn't either. So I didn't know.
Can you film something like that by yourself?
I don't know. Haven't tried. Why don't you go home and try and let me know tomorrow?
All right. So that answers everything that you did not need to hear today.
That's for sure.
So Ricochet might debut his new finisher on Samoa Joe and make him smell his finger. And that'll knock him out for the 3 count.
Alright, moving on.
The new United States champion. Becky Lynch comes out. She calls out Lacey Evans. Lacey comes out.
Why are we still doing this?
I have no idea. This was
It's
incredibly tiring.
Crap from a month ago now. Look, we were gone for a month and didn't miss a damn thing.
It doesn't feel like we've missed a show.
And I know, it feels like, wow, look, same crap.
Yeah. So,
maybe we should take another month off.
Lacey already lost to Becky once. I don't see why they need a rematch. I don't see why Lacey's even here to begin with.
Because 1, she's 6 foot tall. 2, she's blonde. And 3, Vince said so.
Exactly. This was the first time I think they've mentioned on TV Lacey's background as a former Marine. She said that in her promo.
Oh, they mentioned that. Commentators mentioned that.
Have they?
Yeah, a month ago.
Okay. Well, maybe it's the first time that she's actually said anything.
Yeah, it might be the first time she said it, but the commentators have mentioned it.
Okay. Well, there you go. I don't listen to commentary.
Yeah, they didn't go into detail. Just she's prior military or she was MP, I believe.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, they do the same tired promo that we've seen before. As soon as Lacey enters the ring, Becky grabs her and hits the Bexploder, and then leaves. And she leaves with Lacey Evans' hat. She put her hat on her own head and left.
And then kicked it.
And then I don't know if she was trying to kick it into the crowd, but it went backwards.
Yeah. I don't know if she was trying to kick it to the crowd or just kick it, but
she kicked it and it went behind her.
Yeah.
Corbin has a backstage interviewer. Charlie Caruso says that Elias is no longer interested in being the special guest referee. Corbin says he'll announce the new referee on a special edition of the Kevin and Sammy show later tonight. And Rollins comes in and he blindsides Corbin with a chair shot. And
you didn't see it coming, did you? You didn't see Charlie look and then get out the way.
Yeah. Corbin was like, where are you going?
Where are you going? Donut break.
That was, she went to get some Mandy's Donuts.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, so Rollins, I forget what he even said after the chair shot. But nonetheless, he walked off, and that was it.
I like what they're doing with Rollins.
Yeah, this was a good show for Rollins.
Anybody that Corbin talks to gets beat down by a chair.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
But I also think that this show and SmackDown as well was very suffocated by the Baron Corbin effect.
Yes.
And it's between the Baron Corbin and Shane McMahon's.
Yes.
That all the heels revolve around them.
Yeah. It's just getting old. I mean, honestly, we've been dealing with the Shane and Miz crap since what? February?
Really, before that, you go to Best in the World.
I'm not talking about Best in the World. I'm talking about,
when they started feuding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About around February?
Whatever the Fastlane show was, whatever month that was.
I know.
So it might have been February or March.
Wouldn't that be February? Because then didn't they do something else again in March, and then they had.
I don't remember what order it is. There was an elimination chamber and a fast lane, but I don't remember what order it was.
Okay, maybe fast lane.
It might have been March, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan come out. They cut a promo on Los Angeles. This was an ongoing theme for the night that everyone came out and talked about LeBron James and the Lakers.
Yeah. Now, if you didn't know, Daniel Bryan didn't want to even be there.
Is that right?
According to, of course, Rumor Roundup, everybody knows that's what I go by. I'm not saying it's law, it's just rumor. But he was there against his will. Vince McMahon told me he had to be there.
Well, that seems like...
For whatever reason.
It might have been a last-second thing because it was late in the day Monday that they tweeted out that they're going to do Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan. And so maybe that was like a last-second thing because they wanted something that people would want to see to stick around through the 3 hours. And a Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins match might help that.
Might not.
Even in his promo, he said that he hates being on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you call Los Angeles? Like the something capital of the world?
I didn't remember catching it.
I don't. It's something about pollution.
If they're holding the mic, I'm not paying attention much.
The Viking Raiders interrupt, and this is the first time the Viking Raiders have been on TV since the last time we were reviewing shows.
Now, I don't know if you caught it, but right before it went to commercial, and they showed the Viking Raiders on the screen, I think it was Cole that said it was the Marauders known as Viking Raiders.
The Marauders?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Wasn't there already a team called the Marauders?
I've never heard of one. I haven't heard of one, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't.
And at one point, I mean, when they were going through their weekly name changes, that was one of the names that was thrown up.
Yeah. They're just throwing it all together now.
Yeah, just call them Billy, Bob, and Joe. I mean, just do something different. Because obviously this Viking crap ain't working. We already got a Viking, Sarah Logan. That's all we need.
Yeah, until
she don't go overboard and she knows what she is. She's a Viking.
Sarah Logan might join them, apparently.
No, that's true. You might as well, all the Asians got to be together. Ask Paige.
Yeah.
All the Vikings got to be together. Mm-hmm. They segregate you by weight now with 205 Live. They segregate you by your where you're from, NXT,
yeah.
NXT UK, yes. NXT Asia eventually.
Asia, like the whole continent.
Yes, like everybody. Not the Asia we work with.
So the Viking Raiders interrupt, and they go to the ring, and they have a squash match against some
Was there
jobbers.
even point to even watch this match? Because I didn't.
No, they beat up some jobbers.
The only matches they've had are jobbers.
Well, I was going to say they beat Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
Again. I stress that.
Those were jobbers that had titles.
They were, jobbers with placeholders.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was that. For the Viking Raiders not being on TV in like 6 weeks, I'm pretty sure, this wasn't the most enthusing way to re-debut them. But I guess maybe they'll set up for a match with Bryan and Rowan.
Screw that. You know who I saw backstage? AOP.
Yeah.
Ooh, look, AOP. Tag team haven't seen for months and months and months. And we have another tag team that doesn't get used. Hey, look, here's 2 fresh tag teams that can feud.
That would be a big meaty man match.
But we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
I wasn't saying that as a bad thing.
Yeah, I love it. We just don't have it anymore.
As JR would say, it would be a Hoss match.
Yeah. And especially, we might have lost Sheamus for good.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what the injury is, but it could be career-threatening.
Well, he's had spinal stenosis that he's been going through that he was still wrestling with.
Oh.
Which He was wrestling like the last year with it, but it's kind of like the same thing that Edge retired because of, and it definitely looks like he won't be back.
Man,
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I've been watching Sheamus for years. Since he debuted.
Yeah. But, yeah, so we'll see where the Viking Raiders go. We had R-Truth and Carmella are shown in the crowd.
You gotta love R-Truth.
Can you tell me what the disguise was, or if there was like some sort of joke that I didn't get?
Oh, I think Carmella was Charlie Chaplin.
Well, who was R-Truth?
I don't really know. Ghetto Claus? I don't really know.
Yeah, so immediately after they're shown on camera, the undercard runs wild.
Now here's what I want to know. Why were the undercard sitting there watching a TV monitor not looking for truth? Otherwise, they wouldn't have all been able to run out at the same time immediately when they just showed him on camera.
And it was immediately after, too.
Yeah, before he could even stand up. Here they're coming.
There was no time in between.
I mean, I understand they're making it fun, but make it at least a little realistic.
No, the whole Truth running away from a gang of people is like the only unoriginal concept that there is for them to do, and they continue to do it.
And that's fine. I'm actually liking how it's working.
Mm.
But you can't show them on camera and then immediately everybody's right there coming at them when they're supposedly backstage looking for them.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It just shows that you've got a group of dumbasses standing at the top of the ring or the stage waiting to come out.
Yeah, they're all just watching the monitor.
Yeah, they're waiting for Vince to go, 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 go. That's all they're waiting on.
So, Truth runs away. He runs under the ring. Everyone surrounds the ring, and they pull out what they think is going to be R-Truth, but then it ends up being Titus O'Neil. Because the fucker lives there, I guess.
There is a clip I saw on YouTube of what happened under the ring during that segment.
I think I saw that, too.
And it pretty much... Titus tried to pin him, and...
Yes, I saw that.
And I guess as he was getting ready to, it looked like they were pulling him out.
That's lovely.
And then Truth took off the other side.
That is really nice.
But I like how they're doing it.
But why don't they put that on TV?
I don't know. I don't know why they didn't.
I think that would have been hilarious if they put that on TV, like the under the ring cam just shows up.
Because even Renee said something about it. Like, where's the under the ring cam?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what happened under the ring, and they actually showed it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it might be something, maybe they're doing certain things for their channel.
Right. Yeah, I get that. They want to get a buzz. Like, the R-Truth, like, everything the 24/7 title has done on YouTube has done astronomical numbers.
And it's always R-Truth related.
Yeah, and, like, they're 5 million views, 3 million views. Like, it's more than, like, anything on the actual show gets.
Oh, yeah,
on
the show
YouTube
itself sucks.
So, I can't argue with it. It's working. I mean...
I enjoy it.
I don't know exactly how YouTube's monetization works, but I'd venture to say they're getting a lot of money off of those views.
Yeah. By
having those sort of exclusives and all that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, so I can't argue with it. I've been enjoying the R-Truth and the 7-Eleven Championship.
The European Championship, whatever you want to call it this week.
The best was last week we didn't cover, but
7-Eleven.
Yeah, that R-Truth got pinned by Jinder Mahal at, like, the airport, like, on the runway somehow.
Yeah, right on the tarmac.
And then, in the plane, Truth pins him back while Jinder is sleeping.
Yeah.
And then, on that SmackDown, Truth says that he won the 7-Eleven Championship back at 48,000 feet Fahrenheit. Yeah. That had me rolling.
I mean, we all know Truth isn't this stupid in real life.
Of course not.
But
he does so well.
He does awesome.
That's something that the Jon Moxley interview with Chris Jericho that we planned on doing like a whole episode about that, but didn't end up happening.
I couldn't listen to it all. It disappeared in the middle of it.
Yeah, because
it just boom, gone.
Because you watched it on YouTube instead of the original source.
So?
You need to listen to it on Jericho's podcast so he can try to sell you Omaha steaks.
I had to deal with that.
So, but one of the things that Moxley said was, like, when he was talking about dealing with the stupid ideas that one has to deal with, is that he pointed to R-Truth, and that anything R-Truth is given, he's just going to turn it into gold, because that's who he is. He's just going to do it.
Yeah.
And that is reigned true here. He has made this a money idea.
I don't think he could have done it without Carmella, though. I think Mella has really helped him with this comedic area.
Yeah.
Because without her, it's just
she's
him
been
running.
very good in it.
And, I mean, people may diss her, but since they teamed her up with Truth in the Mixed Match Challenge, I think her stock's gone way up.
Yeah, I love Carmella in this role. I did not like her as women's champion, beating Charlotte's
Twice.
clean and Asuka. But this role is great for her.
Yeah, I'm liking this. It's something, and it looks like they're both just having a blast with it.
Yes, I agree.
And they did, I don't know if they announced it on Raw or if it was SmackDown, that when he's in a sanctioned match, he cannot be pinned for the other title.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, I think it might have been SmackDown.
I didn't hear that. Was it last week or the week?
No, it was this week. I just watched it last night, so I had to win SmackDown.
Okay, well that takes away something I was going to talk about on SmackDown then.
Yeah, they said when he's in a sanctioned match, he cannot be pinned for the 24/7 title.
So it's the 24/7 title, except sometimes it's not 24/7.
Well, I mean, how can you can't be in a match and then have to defend from somebody else?
Sure.
I mean, you could, but I get what they're doing.
I mean, like, what I was going to say on SmackDown is that Elias should be the 24/7 champion now. Like, what if it's just like, I mean, you can lose it to the person that you're in the match against.
Yeah.
The other people can't come down and interfere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way.
But I'm glad they clarified that.
Yeah, at least it's not just a loophole like WWE is known.
Because that would make every sanctioned match he's in a 24/7 title match.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
So, throughout the night, we were shown Shane McMahon in his VIP viewing area.
Yeah.
Which had him, Drew McIntyre, and the Revival, who have been sucked into the Shane McMahon vortex after they won the tag team titles last week.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, so
that must be how they're keeping them around so they don't go to AEW.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
So Heath Slater comes into Shane McMahon's VIP viewing area, and he decides to ask Shane McMahon for a raise, because I guess Shane McMahon is the boss now.
Well, not just that, but as you said, I got kids.
Yeah. Why is Shane the authority figure on both shows?
Where's Triple H? Where's Stephanie?
Where's everyone?
Where's Vince? Where's Linda? Oh, wait, Linda's not around.
Yeah. A while back. But
yeah, where's the other three at?
Who knows?
I mean, this is getting ridiculous. This is going to make me stop watching again.
Yeah,
because
Shane...
I don't need this shit.
No, Shane genuinely makes the show unwatchable.
It's one thing when it was like a one match, like a one segment kind of thing. You do your deal and then you're done for the night.
Yeah,
I get that. That's fine. But when you're involved in 6 of 8 segments of the night,
yes.
Give me a break.
Yeah, it's similar to what they do with Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
except
I'm just tired of it.
At least Corbin is like a wrestler. I don't know.
He's a wrestler, but he's more just the authority's puppet.
Yeah.
He's not. He doesn't even wrestle that much.
Yeah, but we say it all the time that there's so many people that aren't being on TV at all, and so and it's not all Shane. It's also because of the stupid wild card rule,
which we don't even need.
Which they've already like abandoned the. Oh, it's only 4 of each.
Well, yeah, but this week there was like 10.
Yeah, there was like 20,000.
Yeah,
different freaking people.
Think about everybody that's chasing for the 24/7 title. They're all coming from different shows.
That's true. that makes it a lot higher.
There's like 15 people right there from 205.
So Yeah, Heath comes in, he asks for a raise. Shane says no, but that he respected that Heath came in and asked him as a man.
Yeah.
And so he says that he will let him leave as a man. But Drew comes out after Slater. And Slater is on the phone with, I assume, his wife.
Yeah, that's what they make you think.
And Drew comes out, and we were one shy of a 3-man band reunion.
Yeah.
And he says that he just feels so bad that he needs to help Heath just in some way. And he pulls some money out of his pocket, but he drops it.
Yeah.
And so when Heath bends down to pick it up, that's when Drew attacks him. And Shane and the Revival come out to pry Drew McIntyre off of him. And the only saving grace for this segment was that the Revival hilariously just scurry around to pick up all the money on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, they even pry it out of his hand.
That made me chuckle.
Yeah, but I'm just getting so worn out on the Shane shit already. I mean, enough is enough.
Yeah, and not only the guys that aren't being used, but the guys in it, like Drew McIntyre and the Revival, are now
puppets.
They're sucked into this Shane bubble, and it's like a guilty by association thing.
Yeah,
they didn't do anything wrong, but now they're stuck with them.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not going to watch this week.
And here's another thing: because this has been Drew McIntyre's career since he's come back.
Yeah.
Is that he is someone else's lackey.
Yeah.
He was Dolph Ziggler heavy, and then after that the Braun Strowman and Corbin thing, and now Shane. So that is all is that he will ever be.
It makes you wonder, can he do anything on his own?
It doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't. And honestly, I don't care to watch anymore because of it. Shane McMahon is ruining both shows.
Yeah.
To the point where no wonder they have viewer problems. Who wants to see the same old man do the same stuff week after week on both shows?
Yeah.
There's no getaway.
It's oversaturated, and it's like none of it was good to begin with. Like,
what's next? Is he going to come to NXT and start doing matches there?
Well, he's going to beat Kofi for the WWE Championship.
And then take it to NXT and start there too. Okay. Gotcha.
No, I truly think the end goal might be for Shane to beat Kofi so that then Roman can beat Shane for the WWE title. And that would be the absolute worst thing ever.
It just makes no sense. It just makes no sense. And, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to watch. I'm done. I don't even know why I skimmed through it.
Yeah, well.
This makes it so frustrating to watch that I can't because I don't enjoy it. And if I can't enjoy what I'm supposed to be enjoying, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah.
It's just such a waste. And here I want to put on a good show for these people at home, but you can't do it with the stuff we're given.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, maybe eventually they'll just pull Shane. But I feel like I was ahead of the curve on the Shane McMahon hates.
Yeah, you were. You were. And I'll give you that because, I was on board for a while. We know that. I was for it. But it's just now it's every week. 90% of every show is about Shane.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry we went through this shit with the 40 with, Triple H and Stephanie and Vince and Vince from way back in the Attitude Era.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what they're trying to make with Shane. Like that's what they think they're doing is making the Attitude Era Vince.
But you can't do that because only Vince can do Vince.
Yeah, because
that's like trying to say you're going
to
somebody to replace Stone Cold.
Everything Vince did was entertaining.
Back then,
I've said on this show before, I think that Vince McMahon is the greatest heel in wrestling history.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's because, people might boo Shane, but they're booing him because they don't want him there. They're not booing him because they want to see the babyface beat him.
Yeah, they're just booing him in general.
Like, that was the great thing with Vince, is that they were booing him, but the ultimate payoff and what they wanted to see was Austin hit him with the stunner or shower him in a beer or whatever the payoff was.
but I mean, there's no payoff now. It's just, I mean, and you can hear it when Vince comes out. His music hits, he gets the big pop no matter what. As soon as that No Chance in Hell song starts.
Right, now he does.
Well, even back then, he still got a big pop when the song, I mean, he'd get booed.
Yeah.
But that's his character being booed.
Yeah.
I mean, just like now, he still gets booed, but they pop when they hear his music.
Yes.
So that tells you they're not booing him, they're booing his character.
Right.
They just boo Shane.
Yeah.
They just straight up boo his ass.
Or just do nothing.
Which is
that's
even worse. I should have went to get water.
Yeah. Yeah, during the Shane and Miz match.
Yeah, that's when I should have went and get my water.
Yeah. But then you would have been upset earlier in the night.
Yeah, either way.
So Baron Corbin's on the Sammy and Kevin show. Both of them withdraw their names from the running of referee. Baron then introduces EC3 to be the referee.
Yeah.
Who comes out. This ended up being one of the more funny things on this show. EC3 comes out. I don't know if you saw the thing that was the GIF that was surfacing around a couple weeks ago with EC3, where they took his entrance from an NXT and put it side by side on his appearance, like of the same entrance on main events.
Mm-mm.
Like, he does the thing where, like, the EC3 appears on the Tron, and he, like, points. he like, points up to the E, and then the C, and the 3. And it had the one in NXT, and he's just, just emotional, and, like, pointing as hard as he can, and then does the turnaround, and he just looks so into it. And then it shows the one on main event, and he's just like lackadaisically pointing, just like EC3.
And that's what WWE does to you. Once they break you down and they mold you into their superstar of sort from NXT, and they move you up, then they just ruin you.
Yeah. The thumb is firmly on them.
And I think it would be funny if people started signing their little 3-year contracts to NXT, get their training, and then go somewhere else.
Yeah. So Rollins, of course, comes out with a chair and beats EC3 to death with it. Literally.
Yeah.
Beats him to death. And then New Day come out. And they promo back and forth with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Baron Corbin, because I guess Kofi and the New Day are still somewhat involved with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So that sets up Corbin challenging them to a 6-man tag, and the New Day accept, but they say they need an official to sanction this match.
Yeah.
And so they lift EC3's dead carcass off of the ground.
Yeah.
And
give it to EC3 for playing dead.
Yeah, EC3 was great here.
Yeah, that's the most TV time he's had.
Yeah. And they went like full Weekend at Bernie's sort of thing.
It was funny.
And they held the microphone to his face as they're propping him up.
The fact that Weekend at Bernie's amazes me.
Yeah. It's a famous one.
Oh, it is, but a lot of people nowadays, they don't know it. I don't know,
I mean, there's a lot of classic movies I haven't seen.
Yeah, you just surprised me on that
one. But I at least know the concept of that. Yeah, so they get EC3 to quote unquote sanction this match. Then before the match, there was a backstage bit with AJ Styles and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and this is where they know Gallows and Anderson are leaving soon.
Yeah. So
they want to bury them in every way possible. And AJ Styles verbally buries them, saying that they are comfortable and that they've made a lot of money, but they don't care. They're just riding out the clock, I guess.
Can you blame them?
And he challenges them to be better in a match against the Usos later. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Then we had the 6-man tag. Let's see. It was... I didn't even realize it, but it was a 2 out of 3 falls match out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, WWE was in their bag this week.
Yeah.
I have no idea what this being a 2 out of 3 falls match added to the match, because right away, Xavier Woods rolls up Sami Zayn, and so that gets the first fall. And then later on, Corbin tries to clothesline Kofi, but he accidentally clotheslines Sami Zayn, and Owens gets pissed off, and they push each other. And then Owens super kicks Corbin, and he and Zayn leave for Corbin to be hit by a Trouble in Paradise for the second fall.
Yeah. Now,
so
remember that for when we get to SmackDown.
So what the hell was the point in making this a 2 out of 3 falls match? Just so you could get an extra pin on Sami?
Well, they had a couple extra minutes to kill, not enough time for a match, no interview scheduled. So,
well, you can have the match without there being a pin that early.
Yeah,
that it was baffling to me. Like they went out of their way in Raw and SmackDown to make Sami and Kevin look like jokes, jobbers,
you think that's bad?
Geeks.
The 2 out of 3 match on SmackDown was way worse.
Yeah, it was. But the like this, I don't know. Like they go out of their way to protect guys like Braun Strowman, but then they go out of their way to make guys like Sami and Kevin look weak. So I just
which
don't
is
get
weird
it.
considering Sami spent the better half of a year gone. You'd think they'd want
to keep him,
strong.
keep him special. But
and same with KO. Really, he
just came back too.
He's been back a little while, but he hasn't really done much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you'd think they'd want to keep him strong, looking strong, but welcome to WWE.
So, Paul Heyman comes out to tease that maybe Brock Lesnar will cash in tonight or tomorrow or next week.
Well, no, he's not
or
going to
at the
cash in unless
pay-per-view.
it's a pay-per-view. So, I don't. When Paul comes on, I just have to keep going.
Yeah, this was missable.
Because
that wasn't... It was unneeded because I feel like commentary can just tell the story that Paul Heyman is saying.
It's unnecessary because we saw it last week.
Yeah.
Oh, and the week before.
That's the whole point, is that it should be in the background that, it shouldn't be, forced. When's Brock going to show up?
I mean, he has a damn year to do it. And we know he's not going to do it right away. And he's not going to do it on TV. He's going to do it at a pay-per-view.
Or maybe on when SmackDown goes to Fox.
Or, yeah.
If he does it on TV, it'll probably be there.
If he does it on TV, but I still think that's hard to believe.
Yeah.
That's too much money for Vince to say, well, let's just do it on TV.
So we had an Eric Young sighting.
Yeah.
The first time we've seen Eric Young in a while.
Been a while.
And Corbin asks him to be the guest referee. Young says he'll think about it. They shake hands. And then Young walks into a waiting Seth Rollins with a chair.
2 feet away.
Yeah, I guess they didn't see him prior to that. But Young backs off and says, "Oh, well, I just said I would think about it so that he would stop talking to me." Well, which I can sympathize with because I agree to things
I could
just to make people stop talking.
Oh, I know. I work with you.
So Rollins is just like, "Oh, it's all good, man. I know you wouldn't do that." And then EC3, or not EC3, Eric Young, EY3.
EC Junior?
Yeah. They're probably eating catering together most days. But Eric Young walks away, thinks he's all good, gets a sigh of relief, but then Rollins comes back in and hits him with the chair anyway and beats him down with the chair. So let the purge commence.
Now, I wonder, did they get used? Do they get paid if they're not used?
Yes.
Okay.
I
was wondering that because they make everybody show up every week, and it's like, well, if you don't get paid, why would you even show?
That was another thing I actually just learned from the Moxley interview too, was that he said that, I don't know if you saw this part, but I guess you wouldn't have heard it because it was at the end.
Oh no.
So Moxley said that the last match he did was the network special, the Shield 6-man.
Yeah.
And he says that he was paid $500 for that. That was the check he received for that final match. And then he went on to say that that's the minimum that they give extras that show up and don't get used.
But he got used, so how do you only get 500?
Because it's Vince's world, goddammit.
So they get paid just barely enough to get there and stay the night.
I mean, that's just what he was paid for the match. I'm sure that he also has, like, the downside guarantee that he got money from.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just talking about, like, people they don't use.
Yeah.
They'll get $500, but yet that barely covers food and travel and lodging.
$500 to get a rental car, travel to the stadium, the hotels.
Yeah, and if you're a few hours away, I mean, it's going to take some time as well.
Yeah. And I have people that I know of that have been extras. I've actually told you about that. Someone I trained with was actually supposed to be on a Raw show, but ended up not being there. But
well, she was there, just not being used.
Yeah, she was there, but they didn't use her for the segment that they were originally going to.
Yeah. So
I'm sure she still got paid the extra minimum, I guess.
Yeah.
After that, we had Usos versus Gallerson. All there was to this match was that Anderson had one of the Usos down, and he gloated for what seemed like an eternity.
And he had to do the Wolfpack sign.
Doing the two sweets.
Wolfpack. Depends how you want to say it.
Yeah. And yeah, after that, they tag in Gallows. It gave the Usos enough time to recover. They do their super kick stuff and pin Gallows.
Super kick, tag, double super kick, pin.
Yeah, as AJ Styles watched the monitor in frustration. And I guess AJ still isn't cleared to compete, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's back soon because
we need him back.
Yeah, he's one of the few saving graces.
Maybe he can go after Shane and make it a new feud.
Oh, God. Don't suck AJ into that. So Roman Reigns comes out. He was not on Raw last week, which was the first time since the wild card rule started that Roman Reigns was not on Raw.
Yeah.
After being drafted to SmackDown. So every week except one, he has been on Raw.
Are they still canceling the SmackDown live shows?
It seems like more a lot of them they are.
Now, I know we haven't done a show for a couple weeks, but I want to throw it out there that, Andrade and Charlotte Flair have not been on TV the last couple weeks.
Or
last week.
Well, Andrade was this week.
This week, yes, last week.
Yeah, I was going to get to that when we get to that segment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Roman comes out. He calls out Shane. Shane appears on the Tron. Drew cuts a promo. Then Roman goes to the back. He beats everyone up. Shane runs away to the ring. Roman catches him and beats him down. We had the Iconics defending the women's tag titles, a tag title defense, I think the second one they've had.
Second or third. Well, they defended them against a couple of jobbers.
Yeah, that's right. So
that's more than Sasha Bailey got.
Yeah. So against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, they're continuing this whole Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss storyline.
Well, that's because Nia Jax is out, so gotta have somebody to fill the shoes.
Exactly. The whole thing is very confusing because I don't know what Nikki's character is at this point.
I don't think she does either.
Yeah. So the Iconics end up rolling up Nikki Cross after Alexa Bliss pushes Bayley on the outside, and then Bayley pulls Bliss down when she went to go to break up the pin.
Yeah.
So I think, and it wasn't told to me this way because commentary didn't do anything to help it, but I think the whole reason, the character motivation for Alexa Bliss getting this match was not because she wanted to win the tag titles, but because of her efforts to convince Nikki Cross that Bayley is this bad person that she tries to tell her that she is. And so I think her goal was to get Nikki Cross to be upset at Bayley so that she would help her beat Bayley at the pay-per-view.
Which could still happen.
Yeah, so that's what I gathered, but that wasn't said on commentary that way or anything, but
Yeah.
that was my interpretation of it. And Nikki Cross says afterwards that Alexa was right about Bayley, and she wants to be ringside when Alexa beats her at Stomping Grounds. And then after that, we got the saving grace of the Firefly Funhouse. The theme of this one was just join us, starting the cult-like sort of thing. There was some stuff before that with Bray watering a plant, but yeah, it's hard to review those. It's hard to put the Firefly Funhouse into words.
I'm tired of seeing so much stuff week after week after week. And nothing changes. I mean, I know the Funhouse changes, but I'm tired of seeing it. I know some of them have been good, especially in the last few that I've seen. But okay, enough is enough. Quit teasing us. Do something or move on.
I disagree.
I mean, I know you disagree, and I'm sure a lot of people will. I'm just.
I get
they're stalling out, and they're just killing. They're making it so I'm wasting my time watching their show to be entertained, and I can go waste my time doing other stuff instead of have them waste it.
I would agree on other things, but I think the Bray Wyatt stuff has each week I feel like has been a progression of the last to the point where it's actually a story. So there's something to it. It's not like the Shane McMahon stuff where it's the same thing each week.
No, and I get that. And I mean, yeah, they are building it up into a story. Yeah. But how many times have we seen Bray Wyatt live on the Titantron?
That's true. And you could definitely fall into that of the 2016 Bray Wyatt of
where
you just didn't even listen to anything he said because it was
it's the same. I'm not saying it's the same thing as that, but it's the same in a way.
It could turn into it.
I mean, he's living on the Titantron. Guess what? I don't care about the Titantron. I want to be entertained, and if that's not entertaining to me, I'm going to turn the channel. And I know I may not speak for the majority. I don't care. That's my opinion.
No, that's what you're here for.
So I just don't. It's not fun. I mean, the fun house is, it can be fun to watch sometimes.
Yeah,
but it's getting old. It needs to move. It needs to go somewhere or go away.
No, I definitely agree that eventually we're going to need to see what will happen when he's in the ring.
Quit wasting money filming this stupid little segment and bring back Pyro.
That's a whole nother issue.
Put the money and time that you're using on that segment to put into a Bray Wyatt match.
So the main event was Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan. This went a minute before Eric Rowan gets Bryan DQ'd.
No, that was expected.
And they beat down on Rollins. There's some thunder in the background. Ignore that. New Day comes out, then Owens and Zayn, and the Revival, and the Usos, and then they all get into a brawl. The babyfaces clear the ring. They keep fighting, and Mike Rome announces the match will be restarted with everyone banned from ringside.
Which I actually enjoyed that. I liked that.
After that, yeah.
Yeah, after it was announced, but where'd the announcement come from? Who made the announcement? Did Mike Rome just say, well, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to restart the match.
Whoever was in Mike Rome's earpiece.
I mean, but, nobody ever comes out and says anything.
The decision was made by Shane McMahon from the VIP viewing area.
Come on now. Any other time in history, they come out and go, no, it's not going to happen like this. We're going to restart the match.
I thought they were just going to end like this.
I did too. And then they said it was restarted. I was like, well, that's cool, but who gave him the authority?
Yeah. Well, when they said we're the authority, they were just talking to Mike Rome.
Yeah.
So once they restarted things, it went about 8 minutes, and it's crazy. It's an out there idea, but when you put two good wrestlers, Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, who are arguably Bryan especially is among the best pure wrestlers of all time, I would argue.
I would say Rollins would be one of the greatest sports entertainers.
Right. So
I mean, they're both good at what they do.
Yeah.
And they definitely worked well together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, so the crazy idea, though, is that when you put two good wrestlers in a ring and you let them wrestle, it can be entertaining to wrestling fans.
But they don't want that.
And, yeah, the only downside was that it was only 8 minutes. I could have went for a
15.
good 20-minute main event that was just uninterrupted.
I mean, and that's another thing. I mean, all the interruptions, all the outside interference still.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've covered it before, but it's still going on every fucking week.
I know.
So, you know what? Maybe that break of not watching Raw and SmackDown wasn't long enough. Maybe I need to wait till SummerSlam.
Yeah. So Rollins eventually wins with a stomp on Bryan. For some reason, seeing that move done to Bryan just makes me feel weird.
It hurts.
I mean, that move is safe as can be.
It really is. It doesn't look it, but it is.
Yeah.
Because he's not putting pressure on that coming down.
Yeah, but just the visual of it, knowing Bryan's concussion history, just makes me cringe.
Yeah, that kind of hurt me on the inside. I mean, I know it's not, I mean, I'm not going to say it's fake, but, you know, I know it's not the most
It's not what it looks like. Yeah.
But it's just like, dude, man, your issues, why would you even risk it? I get it, but why?
Yeah. But Corbin ends up blindsiding Rollins with a chair atop the ramp, and Corbin holds up the Universal title to end this show.
Yeah.
What a great visual to go out on, right? All right, now we'll run through SmackDown.
We're going to do this quick.
Yeah. We got to get out of here soon, and we still got predictions.
Yeah.
So,
quick run through. We don't need a play-by-play.
Yeah, New Day open. Dolph Ziggler come out. They promo back and forth, and it was boring. It should have been me. It should have been me.
Yeah, same shit.
I don't know why this needed a rematch, and I don't know why there was a first match, to be honest. Like, that's another thing. Dolph Ziggler, like, we talk about Shane taking up time, but, like, they could have pushed someone to a main event match.
Yeah.
Instead, they went back to the well of Dolph Ziggler.
Hasn't he done this? It should have been me, woe is me crap before.
Before Kofi?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't remember anything.
Okay. Maybe not. Maybe it was somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know the story of it should have been me. I know I've seen it before, though.
Yeah, it's definitely
it's a regurgitated story.
But I'm sure it's been used in a lot of films and things like that, too. So, it could have been anything. But, Woods versus Ziggler ended up being the opening match. It was, it went a good minutes, not an actual minutes, just a good minutes.
Yeah.
Owens and Zayn run down, attack Big E and Kofi. Everyone gets ejected. Dolph beats Woods by hitting a zigzag. Could do the pin, but instead he picks him up, ties him in the ropes, and hits a super kick. And then the pin.
He didn't even tie him in the ropes. He just put him
They just propped him up.
Yeah, I mean, and I actually had to rewind it because the way
Well, he put his arms around the ropes.
Oh, yeah, they were dangling over the rope.
Yeah.
But he didn't tie him up, like with the middle rope over it.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was going to do.
And that's what the commentators made it seem. I actually had to rewind it to be like, wait a minute, did they tie him up?
Yeah.
No, he didn't tie him up. He's just hanging there like a dumbass.
I thought he was going to try to do that. It looked like he was for a second.
And the way the ref acted, I thought maybe he was because the ref pushed Ziggler back, and I thought maybe he was going to try and undo him.
Yeah.
Like they used to in the old days.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that. They still use that sometimes. But
yeah.
Whatever. But Dolph had to win here going into the main event match, so get some sort of win. Shelton Benjamin and the B team are lined up outside Baron Corbin's office, I think.
Yeah.
Why does Baron Corbin have an office? I don't know. Matt Hardy comes out.
He's conducting interviews.
And he says he calls Shelton Benjamin Senior Benjamin.
Yeah.
Like he got him confused for his father-in-law.
Yeah.
And says that he's next. So all of these worthless people are trying to position themselves to a special guest referee spot.
Speaking of Hardy, I just saw yesterday that him and his wife are expecting a third.
I saw that as well.
I don't know if it's boy or girl yet, but they're expecting a third, so congrats.
Yeah, congrats to them.
Yeah, just figured I'd throw it out there since we're talking about them.
I forgot about that, but
That's why I'm here.
We had a moment of bliss with Bailey. Bailey tries to tell Nikki how Alexa is using her. Alexa gets into like a worked shoot sort of promo where she says that Bailey peaked in NXT and all that. They end up fighting.
You see the face on Nikki when she said that?
No.
When Bliss said that Bailey peaked at NXT,
I didn't.
her mouth dropped. Like she didn't know what was coming.
Right.
And maybe they don't. Maybe they don't know what the others are going to say.
Yeah, I mean that could have just been.
Or it could have been just a knack.
Yeah, right.
Either way, but it was just good.
Yeah, all of this was not good.
Well, no, just the reaction.
I don't know. Bailey does not thrive in these segments.
That's because I hate to say it.
She comes off so geeky when she does any sort of elongated promo.
I like Bailey.
I love Bailey. She's one of my favorites.
I don't see her as a top 8 card star, though.
Well, not the way that they've used her.
No.
She could be.
Not since she's really been moved up from NXT. I cannot picture her the top dog for more than a few weeks.
Well, when her stock really went down was 2 years ago when she had this same match against Alexa Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
They did the "This Is Your Life" segment, and that killed her.
Wasn't that the stick on a match?
Yeah, and then they did the kendo stick on a pole match.
Yeah.
And Alexa Bliss beat her easily.
Well, Bailey got it, didn't she? And then didn't use it.
Yeah, and she got beat by DDT.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And that was her championship reign.
Guess what, WWE? We haven't forgot. Try to recycle something from earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So, hopefully, Bailey
what are we
gets
going to have next? A Nikki Cross on a pole match? And I don't mean that. I mean like the kendo stick on the pole.
Right. That would be fascinating. So they end up fighting. Nikki pulls Bailey off of Alexa. Alexa gets a punch in, and that's that. And
That's
then
a good punch too.
Yeah. Apollo Crews gets attacked by Andrade backstage. This was where I was going to talk about that Charlotte and Andrade had been off TV for the past couple weeks because Andrade's mother unfortunately passed away.
Yes.
Apparently, either like during or right after the Super Showdown pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was something around there.
I can't imagine how much that sucks for Andrade to be stuck in Saudi Arabia while that was happening. So
I'm surprised they didn't let him go.
Yeah,
and they might have. They might have let him leave early. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can only get back so early from Saudi Arabia.
Well, yeah, but card's subject to change.
But he still had the match, and condolences to him.
I think that's the reason Vince McMahon needs to buy a Concorde. The fastest jet in the world, to make it from New York to Paris in like 6 hours.
Well, he has a private jet.
A jet, yeah, but not a Concorde.
I see.
He needs one of those, and I'm not saying to fly every day, but he needs one of those just in case. Emergencies.
Well, there was a time where they it was more regular that the talent flew private.
Yeah.
And that led to the plane ride from hell story.
Yeah.
And after that, they stopped flying private.
Yeah, I know. But if I was some of them, I'd still charter a plane for like 6 of us, get a group of 6, put our money together, and charter a plane.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea.
Sure, be flying coach.
Yeah. So,
like a big show.
B Team versus Heavy Machinery squash match. Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan were on commentary for this. And Eric Rowan had a headset on, but he never said a word.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. Yeah, so that's leading to the Heavy Machinery versus Bryan and Rowan match at the pay-per-view.
This should be a good match, actually.
Yeah, I'll enjoy it.
I'm glad to see Heavy Machinery doing something.
Yes.
They're actually entertaining and fun to watch.
Yeah, they're shining through.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon and his people come out.
Oh, do we have to go through this shit again? Didn't we just cover this for like 30 minutes, like 10 minutes ago?
I'll go through it quickly. Miz interrupts They play footage from Shane being beat up by Roman. Last night, Miz goes on a good fiery bit where he tells Shane how he's sucking up all the airtime to harbor his own ego, which is facts. Well, maybe not the harbor his own ego part. That it's not Shane's fault, per se, but
Yeah.
either way. Shane sets up a match with Elias and Drew versus Miz, and what they tease that would be a handicap match, but then Shane says that if Miz can find a partner in the next 10 seconds, it'll be a tag match. And R-Truth happens to crawl out from under the ring, about to run away, but Miz gets him to be his partner instead. And R-Truth didn't even know where he was.
Nope. And Awesome Truth is back.
the best Awesome Truth reunion ever.
Yeah.
They didn't do a rap, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then Shane randomly says this is an elimination tag match.
Yeah.
In their bag. It was like out of nowhere. They were just like, how are we going to freshen things up? Well,
What Raw do?
how about we have a 2 out of 3 falls match?
We'll do that later.
How about we have an elimination match?
That's it. We'll do that.
Because if you look at it, there was an elimination match on Raw, the 5-way, then an elimination match on SmackDown. And there was a 2 out of 3 falls match on Raw, and then a 2 out of 3 falls match on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true that the writing teams got merged together now. I heard that a while back, that now the Raw and SmackDown writing teams are the same people.
It don't matter. They still suck.
That's true.
I mean, separate together. Guess what? It's as shitty as it was 6 months ago.
But when they originally did the brand split, SmackDown was awesome.
Yes, they were.
And 2016 and like 2017, like everything before Jinder Mahal won the title, SmackDown was awesome.
You know, it's almost like until they canceled Talking Smack.
Yeah, around there.
That's about the time it started going to hell.
I mean, that's not like the correlation.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I'm saying it's like the same time they canceled Talking Smack.
It started going down.
SmackDown went to shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes you wonder, you know, they're doing stupid crap, spending money on worthless stuff like Firefly Funhouse. Why can't they do that for Talking Smack? That got great reviews. That got listeners and watchers all over.
Yeah.
And with Raw Talk.
Well, it was like towards the end, people weren't watching it as much.
Well, that's because towards the end, it wasn't Daniel Bryan and Renee Young.
Right, that's true. Daniel Bryan made that show awesome.
Yeah, and Renee helped him.
Because he just didn't give a fuck.
No, and of course, the segments with The Miz helped too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what made it.
Yeah,
But
right.
they need something like that again. I know it's more wrestling-related stuff, but it's not wrestling. It takes place right after SmackDown, so you get people who perform that night to get their thoughts.
Yeah, and it's a unscripted, sort of more relaxed environment.
Yeah, for the most part, it's unscripted.
And I mean that they're not saying dialogue.
Yeah, they've got talking points.
Yeah, they're just. It's a lot more just the guys themselves coming up with their own stuff.
And they've got to do stuff like that again if they want people to stay interested in a product when it's so stale that nobody wants to touch it.
Yeah. So we had AOP come back, walking out of Corbin's office.
Yeah.
As if Corbin is going to select Akam or Razar to be the special guest referee.
Can they count to 3 in English? I haven't heard her speak English, so I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good point.
They've never spoken English that I know of to me.
So then the Iconics run into them, and then they run into the Kabuki Warriors, who I'm not sure if they're still called that or not. Because Asuka and Kairi Sane also have not been on TV since the last time we've been reviewing shows.
Yeah.
So I don't know. God, it just breaks my heart to see Asuka in this nothingness.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not so much worried about Kairi Sane, but Asuka.
Yeah, and it's a shame for Kairi, too, that this is how they debut her.
Yeah, I mean, they screwed her when they called her up for this. She needs to just go back to NXT and wait.
Yeah,
Let Paige manage Asuka.
Go back with Io Shirai and NXT.
Or better yet, Daniel Bryan and Paige can host Talking Smack.
There you go. I don't think Daniel Bryan can host Talking Smack now.
No, but I mean, you get Paige as somebody else.
Yeah.
And what does Paige have?
Paige and Renee could do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they always have to have a female and male. They don't want to be called sexist. Because that's the least of their problems.
Yeah, so Paige says that next week, I don't even... It was confusing the way she said it, because at first I thought she said that they have a title match next week, but now I think they have a match next week with the Iconics.
And if they win,
they get a title match.
But at first it did sound like they got a title match next week.
And she said it's in Tokyo. Is SmackDown in Tokyo next week?
Yes, they're going to Tokyo next week.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense why Asuka and Kairi haven't been seen, because they're saving them for that.
I see. Well, hopefully Tokyo at least.
And that means I'm guessing that Raw would be from Tokyo as well. But they didn't say a fucking word about it.
No. Elias.
They don't have any Japanese stars on Raw. Everybody on SmackDown, including like Shinsuke.
But Wild Card.
Well, he used to be wrestling. I don't know if he's still in WWE.
Yeah, he's missing. MIA.
Yeah, he's one that I've read should move on from WWE.
He's going to retire there. I have no doubt about it.
I just don't think it'll take very long. The way they use him.
He's there for the money at this point. Which more power to him.
And that's why he hasn't. I think that's why he hasn't been seen.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see him.
Miz and Truth versus Elias and Drew. Elimination. Elias pins Truth to eliminate him. And then immediately the jobbers come out to run after Truth, which, thank you for clearing up that's why that they didn't just run out to begin with, because they can't do it during a sanctioned match.
Last week at the Lumberjack match, nobody could get involved in that one either, because it was sanctioned.
I see.
They just didn't clarify it like they did this week.
Yeah. So, Shelton Benjamin was around when the original hardcore title was there, wasn't he?
He held it, I think.
So, Shelton Benjamin runs to the ringside, bellkeeper area.
Yeah.
And he just grabs the 24/7 title and runs away and thinks that he's the champion now.
Well, think about it. That's how it happened when it first came out.
Right, that was how they determined the first champion.
Exactly. So the first one to take it wins. I get his thought. He's just a couple months behind.
But yeah, he's like us. He stopped watching WWE since 6 weeks ago, and he was like, "Oh, all I have to do is pick it up." Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard about this. I like how the referee had to stop him.
No, you have to pin him, and then that's when R-Truth comes back in. He snatches the title and runs away again.
Yeah.
Then back in the ring, Drew ends up pinning Miz with the Claymore off of some sort of distraction.
I'm tired of seeing the Miz and the collection of Shane, Drew, and all them others too.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of it.
That's another one we haven't talked about. Miz, man, his babyface run was ruined by this shit.
Yeah, it was.
Ember Moon gets in a fight backstage with Mandy and Sonya because last week Sonya Deville did an unspeakable crime to Ember Moon, something that requires retaliation. She broke Ember Moon's Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
And
I thought just give her a couple $100, go buy a new one.
I watched the .com interview they did with Ember Moon because on TV, like, Sonya just like threw it on the ground and that was it. That they did like a follow up, and Ember Moon is like complaining that it's broken, and that she's going to get revenge for it.
Wow! So now they have to stoop to the level of broken video games.
This is like when they started a feud with Kane and Chris Jericho because Chris Jericho accidentally spilled coffee on Kane.
Now, if they want to do something like that, have it happen on Up, Up, Down, Down.
No, this is like the 2019 version of that.
Yeah, but what they need to do is have something happen on Up, Up, Down, Down, and then bring it into the storyline.
They could do that.
If they're going to bring video games into it, they need to use Up, Up, Down, Down.
Like Mandy and Sonya just come in and start breaking the PlayStations.
Yeah, or they lose and get mad and then break it. Something like that. They need to do something. If they're going to use video games, use what they've got at their disposal.
Yeah, that's true.
They film it backstage. Why can't they use it?
Let's see. R-Truth goes to leave. He walks out to a car, and the referee comes out of the car, and Truth says, "You're a referee and an Uber driver?"
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Because first I was like, what the hell's a ref doing out there? For one. And two, why is he in a car?
Yeah, so...
Is he off already?
While we're on Ubers, are you going to watch that the new Batista movie? Have you seen the trailers for it?
Nope.
I think it's called, like, Stuber.
Oh, wait, I did see a preview of it. I'll probably check it out.
I'm interested in that.
Well, I'm a movie buff anyway, so...
And I didn't watch any of the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff.
I haven't either.
So, I want to see what
I have seen him in a couple other movies, though.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to watch one here tonight, I think.
So, as that referee comes out, Drake Maverick is there disguised as Carmella.
Yeah, kind of.
In a way, I guess.
As much as he can without, having, 8-inch platforms.
Yeah, so Truth looks at Carmella and says that she shrunk.
Yeah.
And then even after Drake Maverick takes the wig off, and he ends up pinning R-Truth.
R-Truth. It looked like R-Truth was grabbing something out of the car. And then...
I think he was going to try to leave through it, I thought.
Well, he sure didn't try to get into it. He just was halfway into it, like he was reaching for something. And
so, yeah, Drake rolls up Truth and puts his feet on the car for leverage.
But I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I love it. But then Drake Maverick gets in the car and drives off.
Yeah.
While the referee is saying, wait, that's my car.
Yeah.
And clearly he didn't think this through.
And I guess Drake Maverick is actually getting married.
Yeah, they talked about that in the segment last week with when they were trapped on the elevator.
Oh, I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, Drake Maverick is getting married, and he yells out as he's driving away that he's getting married and now he's the champion.
Yeah.
And so Truth says that he didn't know Carmella was getting married, and why wasn't I invited?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that next week, R-Truth is going to confront Carmella, thinking that she has the championship somewhere.
And a husband.
And a husband. Exactly.
Watch it be great, colleague.
Which I think is quite funny, because the R-Truth and Carmella pairing started because R-Truth wanted to have a match with Carmella because he thought if he beat her, he would get a United States title match.
Was that before the mixed match?
It was before then, because that's how they ended up teaming.
That's right. That's how they got teamed up.
Yeah. So I think they'll go back to the roots.
That's okay, though. I enjoy it with those two.
Yeah.
Carmella's good. Her in-ring ability isn't the greatest as a wrestler, but with what she's doing now with Truth,
yeah,
you could not have a more perfect combination.
And I think that's part of the gimmick too, is that Carmella has been in storyline what's been saving Truth all these times of getting the title taken from him.
Yeah.
And so now the one time Carmella wasn't there is when he actually loses it and doesn't get it back. Yeah. We had Kofi and Sammy versus Owens and... Wait, what the... I wrote Kofi and Sammy versus Owens and Zayn.
I think you're a little misinformed there, buddy.
It was Kofi and Sammy versus... not Kofi.
It was Kofi and Rollins.
Kofi and Rollins against Owens and Zayn.
Why don't you fix your notes real quick? Right. Oh my god.
2 out of 3 falls. So again... They made this a 2 out of 3 falls match.
For no reason.
Just for Kofi to immediately hit a Trouble in Paradise on Sammy. And when I say immediately, it was as soon as the bell rang.
Bell rang, Sammy turned around, foot hit the head.
And then Sammy gets pinned.
Yeah.
Going out of their way to beat people.
Yeah.
Sammy and Kevin. Someone out there just doesn't like Sami Zayn because both times he took an unnecessary pinfall.
Yeah. Or they're saving KO.
Yeah, but then they pinned Owens anyway.
Well, yeah.
On the second fall.
Well, yeah, but that means a lot more than the first one. I mean, come on. How bad would it look if you're supposed to be big bad Kevin Owens? You
and you
turn
just
around
get
and get
right away.
Get a pinfall in a matter of 4 seconds.
Yeah, so Rollins beats Owens with a stomp for the clean sweep. Both of these 2 out of 3 fall matches were clean sweeps.
Yeah. I mean,
And that was SmackDown.
Yeah.
So I did something different this week.
My advice and didn't watch it?
No, I'm going to do this every week, though. I took the time to record the times of each match of what we are shown on television.
Okay.
And add up all the times to get a total wrestling time on our wrestling shows. Do you want to hear them?
Sure.
All right. So for Raw, do you want to guess how many minutes of televised in-ring action there were?
57.
There was 35 minutes and 45 seconds of in-ring time.
Oh my God. On a 3-hour show?
Yes. And that's not counting, to clarify it, it's not counting any wrestling that is taking place during commercial. It is only...
Oh, okay.
It's only what's in the ring.
Okay, so it's not like the length from bell to bell. It's just what you see on TV.
What you see on TV.
Okay. Well, that changes things a little bit, but that's still surprisingly low.
And so for SmackDown, the only difference is I did count what they put in the shrink screen. Because
they are showing it.
Yes, because you're seeing it.
Yeah.
So, SmackDown, do you want to guess that one?
I'm just going to say it was more than Raw.
It was close. They had 31 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
So,
but for a 2-hour show compared to a 3-hour show.
Only 4 minutes less.
Yeah. So that should tell you that Raw wastes too much time.
And I would venture to say that might be an above average week for Raw as far as in-ring wrestling goes.
I think it might be.
So, we'll keep doing that. But now we're going to run through Stomping Grounds, do some predictions.
Yeah, it's getting a little late.
All right. So, to go through things, we have Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan defending the tag championships against Heavy Machinery.
I'm going to have to say Rowan and Bryan.
I agree. I think Rowan and Bryan keep the titles.
I don't see any I mean, I know I read it earlier, but I just can't see any titles changing hands. It's such a low-class pay-per-view.
Yeah, probably not. And ticket sales are apparently having trouble being sold for the show.
Well, you know why?
Imagine that.
Because it has WWE in front of it instead of AEW.
Well, it's just, I mean, people can tell that this is a nothing show.
Well, yeah, look at matches, look at the way it's booked, look at the build-up.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was just thrown together just for a pay-per-view for the month.
Yeah.
Why not just forget the month? You had Super Showdown, big deal. Skip the June and just wait till July.
Yeah, this was unneeded.
Unnecessary, unneeded, and it's caused a lot of bullshit.
Tony Nese versus Akira Tozawa versus Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight title.
I'm rooting for Buddy Murphy.
I was going to say.
Which we have not seen.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy is one of the ones that we still have not seen because he got drafted to SmackDown.
Isn't he with one of the wrestlers?
He was with Alexa Bliss, but apparently they broke up.
Okay. Ooh, she's available.
Maybe. I mean,
hey, call me girl.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to say Tony Nese.
I'm going with the premier athlete, Tony Nese. I haven't watched any of this stuff, but...
I've watched the one we saw at Mania.
Yeah.
The one that
I've watched the pay-per-view ones, but not the actual show. So, what was randomly added? Big E and Xavier Woods versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They have went out of their way in this week's television to make Sami and Kevin Owens look terrible.
That way they're going to win.
So that means they are winning.
Yep.
I'm going with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
It's a giveaway. I mean,
50-50 booking, my friends. That way, no one gets over. No one is better than anyone else. They're all just
well, that's
equal.
because if they are, you might offend somebody. You might write a complaint letter.
I'm sure WWE is getting plenty of complaint
There'll be
letters
a protest or something.
Samoa Joe versus Ricochet.
Joe.
Just
because it's for the title.
Ricochet is going to win with the finger poke of doom.
He's gonna pull out a Hogan match.
Samoa Joe, I have retaining as well. God, we're not going to disagree with anything.
I don't think we are.
Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler in a steel cage. Kofi Kingston is winning.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans.
Oh, come on.
I could see Lacey winning, but I'm going to go with Becky.
Yeah, if you were Ray Charles, that's what you would see.
I don't want it to happen, but...
I could see it, just not yet.
What's the point of having Lacey lose twice?
What's the point of having her win?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a fair point. But, I mean, after this, what are they going to do with Lacey Evans?
You do what you do with everybody else. You have her feud with someone else.
That's not true. There's no feuds that don't involve titles anymore. I'm still going with Becky though.
Yeah, there is. Miz and Shane, no titles.
The best in the world title.
It's not a title.
It's a trophy.
Trophy's not a title.
There's also Sonya Deville and Mandy versus Ember Moon for the broken Nintendo Switch. You're going with Becky?
Yeah.
Okay. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Roman Reigns is winning. Unless somehow they're going to beat Roman twice in a row on some sort of foolery.
That's a tough one just because I can see it going either way.
I could see it that Shane cost Roman the match.
Just to be different.
And that sets up the Roman match.
Just to be different, I'm going to say McIntyre.
Just to be different.
Because I can see it going either way.
I'm going with Roman. Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. Bayley must win this match.
I think she will. I don't like it, actually. I'd rather her lose, but...
If Bayley doesn't win this match, then she's dead in the water.
And I think that's the only reason she's going to
win. Yeah, so...
She has no backup.
I think
Banks isn't there to team with.
I think somehow Nikki's going to, accidentally cost Alexa the match or something.
Or get her disqualified or something.
I messed up my notes again. I wrote Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre.
You're on the wrong paper.
That is, yeah, maybe that was a different pay-per-view, but Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin, they're both the same thing.
Pretty much.
They're both Shane McMahon's lackey people.
Yeah.
I guess Corbin isn't technically, but whatever.
He's still a lackey.
Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin for the Universal title.
With a guest referee of Corbin's choice.
Yes.
But
Seth Rollins is still winning.
I'm still going to have to say Seth.
We've seen how this goes. Somehow the referee will get inadvertently knocked out, and then another referee will come down, and that'll get Rollins to win.
Just like when what's his name was the guest enforcer on the outside, and they had a regular ref on the inside.
Oh, what they did with Roman?
Yeah.
Against the B team in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah. With
Elias as the outside
something
referee.
Like that, too.
All right. Will there be a cash-in?
No.
These are bonus questions. No, I have no as well.
Not unless I go cash my paycheck.
What match will open the show? I haven't even thought about this one yet.
To the Tony Nese match.
Open the main show?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Joe versus Ricochet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with Joe versus Ricochet. What match will close the show?
I know we talked about this before we went on the air, but I'm gonna have to go with the Kofi because it's a cage match.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stick with Rollins versus Corbin.
I could see that, but I think because it's a cage match, and when Kofi wins, it's an easy way to go out is with him on top of the cage.
All right, now here is the interesting one, and I have a very out there prediction, and I think it'll cause a laugh out of you.
Okay.
Who will be the guest referee? Who do you have?
Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon is your pick. So,
or 10-year-old Jonathan.
So the story that has been told here is that anyone who accepts to be this referee is going to get beaten up by Rollins.
Yes.
So my thoughts for this match was it needs to be someone that Rollins can't, because he's a babyface, he can't morally beat this person up. So I was thinking, at first, maybe it'd be like a legend, like an older guy.
Okay.
Like someone that Rollins would have too much respect for to do anything to.
Okay.
But then I started going through, like, Hulk Hogan is not going to be the referee.
No.
Bret Hart was just at the AEW show. I'm going to guess he's not going to be the referee.
I mean, Taker, no.
So then I decided, well, what if they make it a woman? So that then Rollins can't beat that referee up. So my choice for the referee is a returning Charlotte Flair.
She's on SmackDown, isn't she? Or is she on Raw?
So?
I'm just saying, is she on... I mean, it doesn't make sense for a SmackDown woman to referee a Raw men's match when she's not involved.
Well, it makes just as much sense for everyone that was lining up on SmackDown to be in.
Well, no, and I get that. I think if anything, she'd be involved with the Andrade match.
Well, they're not.
But I know on screen.
Yeah, they're not an on-screen thing.
But I mean, I like the out of the box thinking. I like that. I can't see it being Flair.
This is where the predictions kill me because I go with stuff that I think would be a cool idea.
Yeah.
Knowing that the much more likely thing is for your pick to be right and it'd be Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Or for it to just be Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens anyway, even though they said that they weren't going to do it.
Which could be one of those, because, oh yeah, I'm not going to do it. And then that's how you get Rollins off your back until that night.
Yeah, but I think if they wanted to make it interesting, I think if they put Charlotte in there, or any inserts like
Anyone.
inserts heel woman here.
Okay.
But it just seems like it would be apropos to just put Charlotte in there. It seems like something they'd do.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't complain about it.
It wouldn't be the first time that Charlotte was inserted into a main event that she was not supposed to be in.
We know that all for sure. But, I mean, I don't know. I could see it. I don't think I necessarily agree with who it is, but I could see somebody.
Yeah.
It'd be one hell of a way to go out of the box.
Yeah.
And come on, Rollins ain't going to hit a woman.
Exactly. That's what makes it like the conflicts there.
Unless they do like the Nia Jax thing, where she got in and got whooped by everybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to say he wouldn't, because look at what we saw.
Yeah.
But now, if you get somebody small, like Mickie James or somebody of that stature, I don't think anybody would mess with her.
Right.
But if you get a big person, a taller person, or a bigger woman, Tamina, Nia, Awesome Kong, anybody like that, then they'd get messed with. Because I think they'd be able to handle it. They could take it.
Right.
They wouldn't break in half.
Well, I mean, they still could do it.
I mean, they could.
But
they could.
I don't know. It might not look the same.
I think unless they tie into the match somehow, it'd be kind of like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
They have no involvement in the match. They have nothing on the line. Why do they even need to be in it? You know. But I can see it both ways.
We will see. We'll try to be back here to review Stomping Grounds at some point.
Yeah, eventually.
Maybe we'll do that Monday if you want to.
Maybe we'll just do Stomping Ground next week instead of Raw and SmackDown.
That could work too.
Just do like every other week is for Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where, I mean, you can see me right now. I'm rocking back and forth because I'm just tired of it, of Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, we'll definitely be back sometime next week for Stomping Ground.
Until then.
Maybe we should do one big show. Because, AEW's next, the 29th, or the 28th or something like that.
29th.
29th, that Saturday.
Yeah, we'll have a review for that show, but...
We'll do a separate show for this and then a separate show for that.
I want to just review the AEW show that Sunday or Monday after.
It won't be Sunday, I can say now. That's my birthday.
Right, so Monday.
Yeah.
Probably Monday nights.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm off. You open?
Yeah, I'll be working in the morning, so we can record that at night.
Yeah, works for me.
Cool stuff. Yeah, and until next time, we'll be back with Stomping Grounds at some point next week. But until then,
Oh, wait, this is my part.
Yeah. Come
Oh,
on.
yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Till next week. We will wrestle you later.